Hi friends! Today's story happens at one of the most fun places in Avatar world. Stardust Beach. There's the glowing sea, the Smoothie Stand, the Lifeguard Station, paddleboards, and even a beach cave you can explore. But guess what? There's something hidden at Stardust Beach. A secret, and it only shows up for 7 minutes a day. Let me tell you how it was found. It was a bright, sunny day. Players were riding paddleboards and drinking smoothies. The water sparkled like stars even in the daytime. At the edge of the beach, behind the smoothie stand, there were some rocks. Most players never go there. But that day, something strange appeared, a small tide pool. It wasn't there the day before. It glowed softly, like it was full of magic. And in the middle of the tide pool was a shiny blue shell. It looked like a star. The shell shimmered in the sunlight. Then the sand beside it moved. A small stone door slowly opened. It led to a staircase made of coral. The stairs glowed light blue and went down under the beach. No one else saw it. The beach was still busy, but the tide pool had opened a secret way. Just for a little while, the coral tunnel was quiet. Really quiet. There were soft lights on the walls and tiny bubbles floating in the air. At the bottom of the stairs was a round platform. Right in the middle was a stone puzzle. It had 6 buttons on it, and each one showed a picture. The smoothie stand, the beach cave, the paddleboard rack, the lifeguard station, the snack hut, and a little changing room by the sand. These were all real places from the beach. When one of the buttons was pressed, a glowing bubble appeared. Inside the bubble was a scene. At the smoothie stand, someone dropped a notebook behind the counter. At the lifeguard tower, someone hid a metal box under a towel. At the paddleboards, a secret note was stuck behind a wooden post. Each button showed a different bubble. Each bubble was a clue, a memory from the past. The beach was holding on to secrets, and now they were showing. Then a soft chime rang out. A voice said, "Time left, 3 minutes." The coral lights turned red. The tunnel was closing soon. There was just enough time to look at all the bubbles, to remember the pictures, to notice the small stone sign near the stairs. It said, "This is one of 7. Find them all, and the heart of Avatar world will open." Then the tunnel lights faded. The tide started coming back in. The coral stairs began to close. And just like that, the tide pool was gone. On the beach, everything looked normal again. Paddleboards, smoothies, the lifeguard whistling from the tower. No one saw what had happened, but the memory of it was real. And the clues, they were still there, waiting at the smoothie stand, the paddleboards, and the cave. Look around. Check behind the smoothie counter. Walk into the beach cave. Peek near the paddleboards. You might just find a clue. And if the tide is low, you might see that special tide pool, the one that only shows up for 7 minutes. Avatar world is full of secrets. This was just one of them. After the puzzle platform, a gentle breeze came through the tunnel. A narrow hallway opened behind it, just wide enough for one person. At the end was a small round chamber, and it was completely quiet, until someone whispered. Then the whisper bounced around like a song. The room repeated everything, but with a twist. Words came back older, slower, like they'd been said long ago. One voice said, "Leave the shell when the moon is high." Another whispered, 7 doors, 1 heart. It's waiting." No one knew who had spoken first, but the room remembered. Just before heading back up, something sparkled in the corner. It was faint, almost invisible unless you were looking. A glowing handprint on the wall. Someone touched it. A tiny drawer opened. Inside was a piece of smooth glass shaped like a wave. On it was carved a symbol, a heart with 7 stars. It shimmered, then faded into mist, but everyone who saw it remembered the shape. And somehow, they knew. It wasn't the only one,